Alan.
Hi, good morning. This is Alan Bass.
And I'm Ann Mickle with Mickle Alan Bass. And Alan.
This is Tina Herbert. We're pleased to announce that Tina Herbert has joined the Mickle Alan Bass family. We've been very blessed. Tina's going to join us as an attorney representing primarily victims of injury, either at work or on the job, on the road, and things of that nature. We're just very proud to have you.
Yes,
Thank you for coming.
Yes,
We're
we are.
excited to be here.
Tina's a Columbia native, graduate of North Carolina Central University Law School, and most recently she worked at the City of Columbia as director of the Office of Business Opportunity. But she also was in private practice for a time. Tina, would you tell us about your private practice?
Oh, absolutely. The last thing I did, which was workers' compensation,
Right.
And I worked for a large firm doing insurance defense work, and that is where I got exposure to the other side of workers' comp and working for the insurance carriers. It was a very good experience. It helped me learn a lot about what the insurance companies are thinking, how they analyze the cases.
Right.
But it didn't quite fit for me necessarily after a while. Because I've always been someone who's liked to represent the little man or the small person or the person who doesn't have a voice. And so when the opportunity came, I thought that this would be a great opportunity to come to the other side of workers' comp.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited.
God is
Not
so
that
good.
one side is bad
No,
or
no,
good,
no.
but the other side.
Right. We've got friends on both sides of
Yes.
the ledger. But we choose to be like the Holy Spirit, an advocate for the least of these. And Alan, I first picked up Tina on my radar screen. How many years ago was that when we got this?
Oh, that was 2007.
In 2007, Tina was working with an insurance defense firm because in workers' comp cases you have the plaintiff's attorney, claimant's attorney representing the claimant, and then you have the defense attorney representing the employer defendant. And so Tina was on the other side of my cases, and let me just tell you, she was fierce, and just such a great, knowledgeable advocate, and got to be a good friend, a very good friend, and a very spiritual friend. I know her heart as well. And so the Lord put it on our hearts, Alan, when the opportunity arose to approach Tina about the potential to join Mickle Alan Bass. And so we asked you to pray about that.
I did, yes.
Because we believe that in the Lord's divine guidance, Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added." So the divine order is we seek His face first, and then all these things will be added. And so the Lord put us all on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes, He did. And for that, we're very grateful. We feel as if we're very, very blessed.
Yes.
And I'm excited about you coming to work for us and representing claimants in workers' compensation claims, sort of the other side of the fence. I think the fact that you were a defense lawyer at one time is going to stand you in good stead because you know how insurance adjusters think. You know what they need in order to move a case forward. I think that will allow you to be 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Absolutely.
For the most part.
Right.
And I believe that anybody is entitled to legal representation. Even the moneyed interests of the state of South Carolina need a lawyer. But I think you're going to find that our practice is more of a calling because when people come to us, they're at their most vulnerable.
Yes.
They're in pain, they're broke, they're worried, and it is a blessing that God's given us the talent and the education to help them. And to try and make them whole within the workers' comp system. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what you say is really important too, because one of the things I did get to observe on the other side is that I didn't always think that, and I'm not talking about any particular attorney, but but sometimes I thought it was all about the money, but I never really sometimes saw the care for the person or the actual individual. And it was more of settling the case as opposed to what's really in the best interest of your client. And so I did see that that gap there of really making sure that claimants had a voice that was truly looking out for the best interest of them, regardless of what what the attorneys get. But is this the right thing for this claimant? And so that's one of the things that really drew me to it too.
Right, and we know your heart because we are very blessed in this type of practice. When you represent injured workers, you're truly and injured people, whether it's a wrongful death case or a workers' compensation case or a medical malpractice case. And right now we're speaking more to the issue of workers' comp because that's the majority of our practice. And we have 4 former workers' compensation commissioners in our firm. But when people are injured, they truly are at just a very low point and a very vulnerable point in their life. And it is an anointing and it is a privilege to be able to speak into their lives when they're the most vulnerable and to come in and provide these legal services that the Lord has enabled us to have such great experience in this particular area of law. And so our clients, not only do we provide the service to our clients, but they become family to us. And so it is really a privilege, and we know that you will enjoy it because we do. We have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful clients. And periodically, we're all going to come on and we're going to do short snippets of educational videos where we're going to push out information to help people that are involved in work-related injuries and just answer questions that folks may have in that regard.
Snippets.
That's right. That's good. Snippets.
Snippets.
That's right. Anything else that you want to say as we introduce you to our Facebook friends?
I'm just excited to be here. Feel extremely blessed, extremely honored. I do not take the choice of what my next step was going to be very lightly at all. Because I had a wonderful job and opportunity where I was at the city. So this was a move really for my own personal development, my spiritual development. I couldn't play sports, so I'm a new cheerleader at the team.
All right.
Well, we're all cheering each other on. Alan, any parting words, and then we'll close it out.
No parting words. Thanks again for being a part of Mickle and Bass. We always appreciate the opportunity to come into your home or your office. We thank you for allowing us to spend some time with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.